Hi, my name is Kristin Ekkens. I am CEO and founder of Exponential Inclusion. I just had a call that I wanted to share with you. I just got off a call with one of my clients. We're focused on disrupting bias in the organization. And it was such a powerful moment as we thought through different insights, learnings that we've had from the month. We talked about covering through some e-learning that we had, through champions going out and teaching learning labs, and then now coming together as all staff could come for a Q&A. During this Q&A, I shared just a few insights, and I'd love to share those with you now. One of the things is thinking about living with positive intent. Living with positive intent. This is something that is not easy to do. We might think, of course, yes, live with positive intent, be positive. And this is a time right now. It's January, nearing the end of January. I'm not sure where you're located. I'm in Michigan in the US. And I will tell you, we're in a gray period of time with lots of snow. Living with positive intention, thinking about positivity when there's so much gloom around us in our environment can be somewhat hard. Maybe for you, though, this is COVID or other things that are impacting you. I want us to be able to live with positive intention. And how does this relate to bias and unconscious bias and how we see the world? It's about a mindset shift. It's about thinking about things in a positive way. And two insights that I've had this month, things that I've been trying to practice. So it's not just about learning things differently, but how we actually do things differently. For me, one of the things is the distractions that come from social media. The social media I'm talking about is not the educational things, because of course, here I am on social media. But it's when we're looking and scrolling through and just kind of that mindless looking at other people, other things, what we're doing. I've made it a practice for myself to not do that. I try to make it so that when I'm on social media, it's really just to learn from others and experience and see from other perspectives, gaining new insights. But last night I found myself scrolling, watching a video, and what actually happened was, in the end, I was like, why did I just waste that time? I really didn't care what happened in that video. But it was actually more than wasting time that was the issue. Again, back to positive intent. What I found was as I was looking through, scrolling, clicking, making decisions, it was training me to be more judgmental. And I realized and had to pause for a moment. Actually, one of my kids helped me pause in that moment as I got sucked deeper in watching different videos. He said, "Mom, you know you're not going to be able to see the outcome of what you're looking for on that video. It won't show it to you. It's just pulling you in. You're getting hooked." Like, it was my son that had to pull me out of that for a moment. I said, "You're right." And it made me pause and think through, when we're getting trained to be more judgmental in this way, it also causes us a shift in our attitude. It causes us to actually have maybe a mind bug, you might call it, a shift in the way that we're thinking. And this is really dangerous because then we start applying it to others and not seeing it from their perspectives. So that's one thought that I had that just happened, this week. And for positive intentions, for me, how do we get rid of some of those distractions that fatigue us or cause us to think in different ways that we don't want to? The other insight that I wanted to share with you today, again, about living with positive intention, this came up in another training with a different client 2 weeks ago. And in this training, we're talking about disrupting bias. One participant said, "What's in a word?" Another participant said, "So much is in a word." And it started this really lively discussion about what's in a word. Sometimes it's about our tone and how we're saying something, whether it's to our partner or to our kids or to our coworkers, our friends, how we actually say something. Sometimes it's the word itself that's a problem, right? But sometimes it's just that subtle difference in how we say the word and how they interpret what we're saying in the word. But for me, with this month, I had a friend who's in a mastermind with me who said, "Have you thought about when you say the words, 'no problem,' 'no worries', when you think about what you're actually saying?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'm trying to say it's not a problem. It's okay." And they said, but think about those words, the double negative, when really maybe the person who is asking you the question or saying, oh, forgive me for this, and I say, no problem, it's okay, no worries. What I'm introducing is actually the problem. When I say no, starting with a negative, and then problem, it's actually introducing that there is a problem potentially, and the negative that they hear is the very first word. Living into positive intent and being in a positive space, if I'm starting my words, even though I might say it in a tone that's positive, it's introducing words that are negative immediately and introducing things like problem or worry. When at this time in life, none of us need to have more problems, more worry, or anyone saying those words to us. This has been tremendously difficult for me as I am creating a new habit, new way of thinking. I'd love for you, if you're here live with me, to put it in the chat if you're feeling the same way, or if you do the same things, or if you've thought of different ways to think about how you go about saying no worries, no problem. For example, when I'm training myself, whether it's through text, or it's in an email, or me saying it out loud, which is the most difficult thing for me to step back and pause before I say it, I'll say, that sounds great, or excellent, fantastic. The other thing is sorry. I find myself saying sorry. Am I really sorry? Sorry I'm late, or sorry I didn't get this email to you when you expected. If I find that I'm saying sorry and starting it off with that, immediately it puts us in a new frame of conversation. So what I'm trying to retrain myself to do, which maybe many of you have already done this isn't rocket science, this isn't new, but it is not easy to do, to retrain our habits and our behaviors. What I'm saying now is thank you for your patience. I'm thanking people because I am thankful. I'm grateful that they're patient if I didn't get something to them when I expected to. But shifting that very small change, instead of saying no or worries or problems or sorry, how can we go into a place of positive intent, go into a place of positivity in sharing these words together? And I'm hoping this can create this infectious movement of many of us going into that positive place, especially at the end of January. We need this. We need to live into 2022 in as much positivity as we can. So those are some of my learnings for this month. And I would love to hear from you again in chat. Feel free to make some more comments. I'll continue to share some more of my thinkings as we go along. But this really impacts, again, our mindset when we're thinking about how to disrupt bias in our lives and in our organizations. How can we put ourselves in this positive mindset as it allows us to pause long enough and have positive intentions about others, and then create a space that we can collaborate more and be in a world that we want to work more effectively together. Collaborate and thrive with who we are and who we want to be in this world. Thanks so much. I look forward to the next time.